this interview, we learn what Joseph W. Brady believes accounts for Victor Valley College's increasingly higher standard of excellence.
Terry, we're as I say, we're like in any race car, and things just keep getting better. So, there's one thing to attribute it to. It's really, the confidence that we have in Dr. Walden. We don't second guess anything he's doing. He's got he has just such a great leadership team. Dr. Scott, Dr. Tarango, our Lopez. I mean, so for instance, this last month we did 2 industry lunches. We just did one last week, where we sit down with industry. The one we recently did was with the people we had VVTA, our bus group. We had Burtech, okay, it does trash. We did Advanced Disposal. We had Victorville Public Works. We had Ebmeyer Busing, and we had them all in a room, and the discussion was led by Dr. Tarango and Dr. Scott, and with the help of Charlotte Allen and that team right there. And as you peel back the conversations and you talk to industry about what you need, you literally we're buying a sandwich and a salad and serving lunch. The conversations just keep getting better because I think that we've learned how to ask industry, what do you need? And industry is very clear about what they're looking for. I mean, what kind of graduates that they want, what kind of skills they need, what kind of soft skills. So from that standpoint, we've now done, I think, 15 lunches so far in the last 2.5 years. It's been really exciting. So typically you do about once every 6 weeks. We sat down. I sat down with Dr. Tarango and Charlotte Allen and Todd Scott the other day, right afterwards, and we talked about kind of the next year. So somewhere, one of my pads around here, I've got my notes to work on. So it's really exciting because you do see the end results. So when we had like our largest graduating class last year, I mean, we're expecting the same thing this year. That's going to be in mid-June. We're over 12,000 full-time equivalent students, FTESs. And I remember, with the help of John Pinkerton, our former president, vice president, clerk, just a great friend, my brother. We would be at board meetings and he'd slam down his hand about, we got to get over 10,000, we got to get over 9,500. And, I was, when you're learning how to run a community college, it's not like running a business. There's a lot of things that you're not aware of. And you have setbacks, and you have sometimes a setback you don't see until after it's happened. But we're now at 12,000 FTESs, so we're at a different level on in there. We have 25,000 unduplicated students that kind of go through the door. 1,214 courses. 1,214 courses. I mean, that's like insane. We have 4 different schools of discipline in there. We have 83 disciplines itself, 38 associate degrees, 25 associate degrees or transfer, 89 certificates of achievement, 145 certs that we put out, 5 campuses and 20 high schools. And last year, 5,202 degrees and certificates were awarded last year. So we just keep getting better and refining. And I think the communication level amongst our faculty has gotten better. I think amongst our great staff out there, the people that really make things happen behind the scenes have gotten better. We've come to great agreements with them. So Terry, I'm glad. I'm humbled that I'm at this part of my career. I am going to run again in next year, and that's going to be it. I'm trying to identify already, somebody from the first district. So that's the district I'm in. That is not about trying to use the college as a stepping stone. So, if you see this and you're interested, call me. I'll buy a lunch. I'll buy a coffee. I really want to find somebody that really wants to take this thing on, and it takes a lot of work. Plus, about the time that I think I'll be off will be about the time when Dr. Walden's contract will be up, and I think that he'll be at the retirement, being me, have another year or two. There are a couple buildings that we still want to get done. We're going to do, I think it's building 32 or 33 across the lake. We want to take that down and build a 2-story. The student housing is really important to me, so I want to stay for that. And then, I just want to close because both you and I love sports. I back the Dodgers, and I know you back those guys up in San Francisco. But kind of a shout out. I'll tell you the one thing. I always love going to Building 55 because I always see my buddy Art Lopez. And I mean, if you want to get the most up to date where sports are, why the Lakers lost, I told him the other day. I said, yeah, they're going to win. They're going to take it to 7 games, and they got hammered. But hey, Art. I still believe in them all, but a big shout out to him and a big shout out to Artie. I know they've had some great success in football and baseball and softball and wrestling and even golf. So yeah, maybe at the end of the tape, just do a little reminder of those great things, because I think when you have an athletic program that continues to increase and improve, and Artie, I take my hat off to you. I actually want 4 shots aside when we play at Bear Valley Country Club one of these days. So at one time I would have given him 10 shots aside, but now I need 4 shots aside. But no, I you know what? It's a great attitude. So for those that don't know about Victor Valley Community College, give us a call. We are going to compete as the #1 community college. We found out the other day, Terry. It looks like we're the fastest growing community college in the country. So not only in the state but in the country. So. Our board's getting along well, and we're working well. Brandon Wood is our current trustee. Jennifer Tarpley is vice president. I'm clerk. President Wood and President Walden are hosting with the country's largest group that kind of facilitates for and looks out for community colleges. We have a retreat coming on up here at the end of May. It's a full day deal. And why? One, we won it, and two, I mean, we won it, and we could have said to the group, "Nah, give it to somebody else." You know what? We want to be great. We want to do it as a team, and I'm really happy that I'm a part of it.